Welcome to the Vegan Pulse. I am your host, Nancy Arenas. Today, my guest is Victor Flores. He is the Western Online and Community Outreach Specialist for Vegan Outreach. As such, his job is to work with local communities to provide a variety of events that promote and educate on vegan living. He hosts meals and food sampling services, shows Animal Equality's iAnimal virtual reality footage, and collaborates with other local organizations. Stick around, I'd like to introduce him to you. Hi, Victor, how are you?
I am good, Nancy. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. A little busy trying to get my Veg Fest going, but other than that, I'm doing good. Now, I want to get right on it, and here's my first question to you. How did you come about to this vegan world?
I have to give credit to my partner, Carla. We were living close to Roswell, New Mexico. We went to a zoo, didn't know anything about veganism, vegetarian, nothing like that. Never came across anybody in my whole life. And we witnessed some animals that just, we felt it was wrong. Just like I tell everybody about veganism, everybody, normally, even if you're not a vegan, everybody considers an animal being abused can kind of, relate to and know like, hey, that's not right. So we saw like two black bears and then two mountain lions in concrete enclosures, and they were just pacing back and forth. And Carla came home and started doing some research of who could report it to. Came across some PETA videos, other slaughterhouse footage videos, and pretty much after that, she said, "Hey, we're going vegan," and I fell in line. And it's because of her that everything we've done. It's because of Carla, and I think the kids jumped on board too, and it's been history ever since. It's been a little over 5 years for that, but yeah, obviously we did it for ethical reasons.
And I know that I met you, I think, right about the time you just started going vegan. And I know that your story impressed me about you sitting down as a family and deciding to become vegan. I thought that was just very commendable. So thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you. I do remember. I remember, we went vegan in this little town in Cloudcroft. It's like 15 minutes from Alamogordo. It's barbecue and hunting country. And we were looking for other people to relate to, and I think going vegan, it's important to have a support system, at least somebody you can talk to about it. And that's how we kind of came across you. And I remember you're doing the first Veg Fest, and God, we're so excited, and we participated in it and participated ever since. And it's been so great, and we're so lucky to have you in the community too, Nancy. So thank you for everything you do here in Albuquerque. Appreciate it.
Thank you. So doing cooking demos and lectures online. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So with Vegan Outreach, which is a nonprofit I work for, before, we do it, we go to events, participate, go to universities, music festivals, a variety of different things to kind of do outreach and talk to the people about veganism, right? And educate and inform. And obviously with COVID, that came to a halt. And even the organization as a whole, Vegan Outreach, had to kind of restructure. And it's unfortunate. We also had to let some people go because there just wasn't any work anymore because we weren't going to universities or other places. And so we had to kind of come up with new ways how to reach people, which I think a lot of people in this movement have kind of, including yourself, like what we're doing right now, right, have adapted to try to continue doing something instead of being, just quieted down with this whole thing. And we started doing webinars that were more like nutritional, informational, about environment. I did it with Matt Rusigno, a registered dietitian. We talked about that, and we would have a decent little turnout. 20, 30 people register to come check it out. And then we started doing cooking demos with different chefs across the nation, and that took off like wildfire. I think the one we had the most, we had around 250 people register.
Wow.
And it just exploded. So we started sticking with cooking demos. And I think the logic behind it was kind of to also garner the following of these chefs, which aren't vegan, because they're either family or friends or customers that just like their food from their restaurant. They're not necessarily vegan. And it just works great. And it's just really a laid back type of thing that I do. It's just, kind of two friends talking and talking about veganism, sharing a good recipe, and showing folks how, you can do it at home. So yeah, that's been taken off pretty well.
And not only that, but how easy and how tasty it could be, so that they could get rid of all those myths that vegan food is bland or it doesn't taste good. And, let's get over that.
Yeah, definitely. And we've been concentrating more on comfort foods. We have like tacos, we've done enchiladas, we've done mac and cheese, and a variety of different things. And I'll be reaching out to you soon because I've always enjoyed how you do your demos. And unfortunately, that came to a halt too, right? So I maybe we could do something soon and collaborate on that. No, you're right. It's just like showing the people how easy it is to prepare the food, how delicious it is, and just dispelling those myths.
With vegan outreach, and you're doing these online cooking demos, but you are also doing more than that, because you and your family are a special family, and we should be really appreciative that you're here in Albuquerque with us. You are also involved in the vegan food aid program. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so again, that's another adaptation that Vegan Outreach had to kind of come into, I guess. So we have a foundation well, a donor that's been sponsoring Vegan Outreach for some time now, and they were considering doing this program a while back, and they decided to work with Vegan Outreach to do a program to get food to people, basically. And there wasn't any idea or logic behind it. It's just basically people that need the food that have been impacted by COVID. That's the idea. And of course, everything's 100% vegan. So here in Albuquerque, we started collaborating with a few different groups, and currently we're assisting about 50 families in Albuquerque, and we get them food every week. One week could be a produce box, another week could be a bag of groceries like staples, pasta, sauces, and all that stuff, and then another week could be like hot meals from different restaurants. We take care of them like every week, and then we have been doing 50 hot meals to the Peace and Justice Center every weekend, except last weekend. So we've been getting food out there, and then of course a lot of our the bulk of our food, our assistance goes to the Navajo Nation, and we've been getting anywhere from 100 to 300 boxes of produce to Shiprock, Rama. Where else? We're also partnered up with Dream Lab. They're another organization, and we've been getting about 100 boxes out to Crown Point. And then we were also doing hot meals up in Window Rock, Arizona. So we're getting a lot of food out, and that's just me. I mean, total. I mean, we got people. My friend Yuri, he's also doing food with LULAC in Iowa. I don't know if you heard, LULAC a while back decided to boycott meat because of all the essential workers that were going to the slaughterhouses having to work, being forced. So they kind of decided to boycott meat. And it was just supposed to be for May, but they continued it. So my friend Yuri, my coworker Yuri, he went down there, and I think they're helping 4 to 5 communities up there in different cities. And LULAC has partnered up with Vegan Outreach to get them vegan food. And of course, so we got other coworkers in Sacramento, in the Bay Area, Redwood City, and of course Los Angeles, and they're doing the same thing down there. So it's it's working. I think total I was talking to a partner Yuri again, and it's been about 130,000 meals and over 11,000 people we fed. So it's a good thing, it's fortunate that we have the capacity to do that, to be able to feed people and also still have a job, right? And because a lot of our core workers, if we didn't have this food aid program, there wouldn't be much for them to do with the organization. So it's fortunate that we were partnered with that foundation to allow us to help people and help our team also at the same time. What happens is we partner with a lot of organizations, and especially for the Navajo Nation, we partner with organizations that distribute. We get the food delivered to them, and then they distribute. Other people will pick up the food in Albuquerque, and then they distribute. What we do, most of the legwork we do here is me and Carla probably do the 50 families here in Albuquerque. We build the bags. We also throw in stuff with the produce boxes. So yeah, even then, it is quite a bit of amount of work. The other thing too is it's been great is being able to support the local restaurants here in Albuquerque. I think we've supported at least 8 different businesses by buying food from them and then having it distributed to people in need.
That is awesome. I mean, that is really, especially during this time, it's very important to keep community, healthy. And that's what you're doing, because there might be other programs that are delivering food, but for sure, vegan food aid program is delivering healthy food.
Yeah, we try to focus on that, definitely. And of course, we tried a variety of different things. But yeah, no, again, when we are kind of building these bags, we're me and Carla are always thinking like, okay, because I probably most of these people are not vegan, but we've been getting some awesome feedback. We'll throw in some deli slices for their sandwiches. We'll throw in some vegan meats for their meals, different pastas and cheeses and stuff like that are vegan. And people are blown away. And we get feedback. We're like, wow, thank you so much. This is like, I've gotten food assistance before, but the quality of food you're giving is top notch. Everything tastes delicious, and they're so impressed. And people are even considering going vegan, which was not the original intention when we started the program. We're like, hey, we just want everybody to know that vegans have a heart and we can help people. But now people are like, hey, I'm actually considering it now with all the food you're giving it. So it's a win-win situation, I guess. We got our food truck on hold for right now a little bit. Hopefully they'll get that active soon and we'll get going. And of course, pop-up markets are, I guess, a thing of the past for this year at least. And we'll see what happens next
I
year.
know
But
that is so sad. I was just saying that the other days. I was like, I kind of miss when you would have the pop-up markets and you would invite me to come and stuff like that. And,
yeah,
just being out there. I'm sure that's how everybody's feeling, but there's other ways to connect, right?
of course. Yeah, I mean, times have changed. I don't think the world's ever going to be the same
Oh,
again.
no.
And I think there's some pros and cons, but we always got to stick with the pros and make what we can with it. I think respect is an important word, and I think there's various forms of respect. Respect people. You can respect homes. You can respect places, and we can never forget to respect the animals. And I think people just don't realize it's not that people are evil or bad in a certain sense. It's just we've been kind of duped into eating this one product that we thought that's the only thing we can eat. And once people realize what it is and what it's doing to their body, to the environment, and of course the dead animal that's on your plate. I mean, if you think you bring a piece of meat and you tell them, here's your dead animal, go ahead and enjoy it, or here's your carcass. So, it's just the words that we use. It's like people are like, what? I remember one time I ordered, Del Taco has the vegan meat now, the Beyond Meat and stuff like that. And I ordered a burrito, and we already had been eating like their tacos for a while. And I ordered a Beyond Beef burrito, and I bought it because I was going to eat it later. Like I'll eat half today because they're so big. I'll eat half today and I'll eat one tomorrow. And I was about to go ahead and cut it in half, and I noticed it was full of meat. I was like, oh my God, it was like steak strips. And so I saved it, and I was like, God dang it. So I took it the next day, and I told the lady, hey, there's a dead animal in my burrito. And they freaked out. They were like, oh my God. They're like, what do you mean? I guess they were thinking it was a rat or a bug or something like that. I was like, yeah, there's like a cow in there. I was like, what's going on? And it's just like, oh my God, they just tripped out. And
I love that. There's a cow in there.
I was like, they tripped out so hard. They're like, oh my God, they're all worried. They're like, oh my God, how'd that happen? I was like, I'm still disturbed whether it's a rat or a piece of a cow. It's the same thing for me, so it doesn't matter. So they hooked me up. They gave me a couple extra things, but it's just the mentality of people. We don't think that way. We never consider, we think of food as food. We don't know what the heck it is. We're just like, hey, it tastes good. It fills me up, and I'll eat the same thing tomorrow. And it's just
Right.
not people's fault. But as vegans, I think it's important to realize that not everybody's at a certain level that we are, or some of us are. And it's important to realize their environment and their school, their work, or if they're the only person in their household that wants to go vegan. Because I remember I used to say, hey, it's easy to go vegan, we did it overnight, it's no big deal. But if people don't have access to some of these vegan meats, or like for example in Navajo Nation, they don't have a Walmart. It could be a little rough. But different communities are different, and it's important to us as vegans to be respectful, but also stand our ground and show like, hey, this is why we do it. And we're not trying to sell you anything. We're not, hey, contrary to the beef industry or the meat industry or the dairy and egg, like, hey, we want you to buy our products. That's why we tell you they're good for you. But as vegans, it's like, man, I have nothing to benefit by going vegan except my animal friends do. So it's important, we stand our ground no matter what, and not be apologetic. Sure. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Victor. It was great talking to you today.
Likewise.
I'll see you around. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Vegan Pulse. I am your host, Nancy Arenas. Like us on Facebook, check out our blog, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember, if you have a pulse, you have a purpose. Live vegan.